So, hello, welcome back to another Monday stream. Just get my mouse out of the way. So, as you will have seen from the thumbnail, we are working on a page out of this book. I'm still not entirely sure how to pronounce it, to be honest. Amigurumi Critters. They're kind of like all crocheted animals. Picked it up on holiday in the summer. Couldn't resist at that price. We had been in the bookshop. It was like a week or so before, and I'd looked at it and thought, oh, it looks really cute. But then it had been full price, and I thought, oh, $16, that seems a bit steep for basically a cute and cozy kind of book. But then when we went in like a week later, it was on offer at $5, so obviously couldn't resist. So just had to do this page first because it is the otter page, and otters are my favorite animal. So I asked my daughter to have a look through. She was looking through it, and there is loads of cute ones. There's quite a few that are kind of quite festive, quite Christmassy. I can't find any of them now. I think that one looks quite Christmassy because they look like kind of Christmas trees, don't they, with that yeti. Obviously there's lots of hats and gloves and things going on with them being like crocheted. So some are just kind of cute, cuddly looking. That one does make me chuckle as well, and that's obviously a little bit Christmassy with the Christmas tree. So hopefully I'll colour in this one again before the end of the year. Maybe do one of the more kind of festive pages, but I thought this would be a nice one. My very first page, with it being an otter. So I'm not picked colour scheme or anything because I'm kind of thinking, well, the otters, I'm going to go for brownish colours, and then to be honest, it doesn't leave a lot else. I'm thinking I might do a little bit of pink on their pads, even though I know otters, I don't think they actually have pink pads, but I thought that might look cute. And then I could use those pinks kind of in the shells to kind of tie that in. I don't think I want to bother doing all of the background, so I might just do colour in the actual things and then leave the actual background just white, I think. And we'll see how that goes. So I'll have a look and pick a couple of colours for the otters. I'm thinking one for like the main bit of the body, probably one for like the eyebrowy kind of bits, another one for the snout. Oh, hi Jess, hello. Just trying to work out what kind of colours to go for these otters to start with. I think brownish. I'd thought about doing something a bit weird and wonderful, and then I thought I'll just stick with kind of vaguely normal sort of otter colours, just probably slightly on the lighter side. So maybe might go for deep cream for like the nose kind of colour. Maybe chamois for the main body, and something a little bit deeper for like the eyebrowy kind of bits, but not too dark because I don't want them looking like really weird. So I might go for dark suntan for that. Let me just get that out, put that to one side. I say that and now I just can't see it for looking. Dark suntan. Is there somewhere? There it is. Just about given up looking. I found it. Hi everyone. How is everybody then this Monday evening here where I am? Obviously might not be evening where you are. Oh, I'm just gonna have to go and blow my nose. Excuse me a second. Hoping husband. Oh dear. Hoping I've not caught a cold back off my husband. I think originally I had it a few months ago, then daughter's been struggling with it for a while. Husband seems to have finally caught this cold. I'm hoping he's not giving it back round to me again. Right, I'll do the lightest bits to start with. Hi everyone. You all just come from Steve's stream, I'm guessing. This was the lightest one, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't accidentally use the wrong colour. So, how is everybody? What are you up to at the same time as YouTube? Are you colouring, working, getting jobs done? Right. Do part of the feet, this colour as well. The feet are a different colour than the main bit of the body. So I'm concentrating whenever I'm really quiet. It's quite fine line work, so I don't want to go past the line too much. Ooh, jigsaw puzzles, I'm guessing, Jess. Oh, norovirus, that's not fun, Angie. Glad you're feeling better. Cool. Do you know what? I keep seeing lots of people doing the Dragon Spell book, and it does look cool. I think out of all the mythographic books, I think it is like one of the best looking ones. And I keep thinking, maybe, but I don't know. Because some of them are very detailed. But then they are dragons, so you know, dragons are cool, aren't they? That's good though, Vera, just having a go. Sometimes that's the best way to go, isn't it? Just get started and hope, kind of get inspiration as you go in. Oh, cozy cuties. How cute. I just did a page actually in that one not long ago. It's a cute book, that one. Which I guess is why it's called Cozy Cuties, because it is cute, but it's definitely adorable. Wow, 50 people. Goodness me, that is a lot of people in that group. Although it doesn't surprise me because I keep seeing, like, in everybody's completed pages videos, everybody saying, "Oh yeah, I'm in the group." So I can see our words obviously spread, and everybody's pages look so lovely that I guess it's kind of encouraged more people to get the book and to join. But it's a lovely idea though, having everybody doing the same page. It's like the two groups for the Emily Lyda Hall Oberg books. I must admit, it's been months since I've coloured them. I do need to double check what page it is for this month. I don't even know which book it is for this month, whether it's the new one or the older one, because they kind of alternate, don't they? But I've kind of not done it since July, maybe. I can't remember whether I did it in July. It might even have been June, you know. Do you need to check and see whether maybe I can do an Emily Lyda Hall Oberg page this month, but I also set myself the challenge of trying to get my uncoloured book list down before Christmas, and I'm kind of doing okay on that and kind of not, because I'm colouring in quite a few of them, but then I've bought a few more, so it's still kind of going down, but not as fast as I'd perhaps first hoped. Oh, that sounds cool, Kimberlyn. A colour by number page and a quirky Alice in Wonderland. But yes, lots of people doing Alice in Wonderland stuff this month, aren't they? That sounds cool. They were colour by number book for Alice in Wonderland. Oh, the yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it, Angie? I do love her artwork, and the paper is so lovely. I do need to get back to it. Just thinking, I've picked a colour for the main bit of the body. I think I want the belly to be a different colour as well. So I'll colour the main bit of the body, and then I'll see what I'm thinking for the belly. Yeah. It's the problem with YouTube, isn't it? You see somebody sharing what they've got, and you're like, oh, that looks nice. Oh, I need to have it, and yeah, fall down a rabbit hole. I'm very guilty of doing that. And yes, Vera, happy to influence there. Trying all this bit done. So I'm not quite sure what to do for the belly bit. I feel like it should be a different, maybe a different colour, but I'll see. Do the other bits and go back to the tummy after. Oh yeah, definitely. Well, that's the whole fun of doing hauls, isn't it? And watching other people's hauls. Like, sometimes you see stuff and you think, yeah, that looks nice, but it's not for me. So, it's fine. You're nice and safe. And then, yeah, other times you see it and you're like, oh, yeah, got to look into that. And yeah, that dragon one, I must admit, I've not coloured in mine yet, but I will do. But equally, because there's not that much, I mean, it is quite detailed. But I kind of feel like I will colour in it, obviously, but I'm not in a super rush to colour in it because there's only actually a few pieces, isn't there? Like pages, the kind of pages, aren't they? Like, it's not massive. I mean, obviously, it's going to take quite a while to do, but I'm definitely not rushing to colour it because I want to enjoy the artwork for a bit. And even just doing one, like, you'll have a massive percentage of it finished, won't you? And I'm not sure what colour to do the dragons either yet. That's the other bit. I want to take my time and work out what colour to do them. So I don't know. I'd been thinking red, maybe purple. Not sure whether to have them all the same colour or different. I don't know. So that's in like the thinking pile at the minute while I work out what's what. But yeah, I'd never seen that book before. I'd seen some of the other pictorial ones, like that monster one especially, but I've never seen that one before. Oh, Million Christmas Cats. That is such a cute book. I'm looking forward to getting back into that one again soon. And I'm going to try and do at least one page, if not more, in it in kind of November, December. I don't think I'll be working in it this month. It'll probably be December now, but I do love that book. It's so cute. It's Christmas and it's cats. Yeah, that's true. Could be a rainbow of dragons. Could be pastel dragons. Could be bright dragons. I don't know. I feel like I really need to decide on it because it's quite a big, although it's like not loads of pages, it feels like quite a big undertaking with them all kind of linking, if that makes sense. I think if it was separate pages in a book, I wouldn't feel, I don't know about pressure being the right word, but I just want to make sure it all goes together. And then I think as well, because I've not seen anybody else colouring it, I'm kind of not quite sure how to approach the pages either. It is, yeah. I mean, watching people's hauls videos can be a little bit dangerous, can't it? But I sat last night and watched a few hauls and thought, hey, I'm all right. I'm all right. Either it's things I've already got, things that are already kind of on my wish list that like I know that I want, or things that I was like, yeah, it's nice, but it's not my cup of tea. So for once, I was kind of safe watching them. Yeah, exactly, Jess. I want it, yeah, kind of planned out, but yeah, I'm not actually going to sit and colour the whole thing in one go. But yeah, I feel like I need some kind of a plan. I'm just not sure at the minute, so I don't want to start and then regret what I've done, because obviously I'm going to struggle to get another copy. So and the only last haul video that I was kind of influenced a bit by, although to be fair, it was kind of on my radar anyway, was that Cute and Cozy Emily Lyda Hall Oberg one that I saw on, I think it was your video, Jess, because I'd seen it on her Instagram that she shared about it, and I thought, oh, that looks cute. But I'd not realised the size of it, to be honest. So I'd kind of thought, yeah, but then like with postage and everything, because I kind of forgot to add it onto my Maria Troll order from iMusic. So I was like, I don't know, with postage and everything. It seems a bit steep for what I thought was going to be quite a small book, but actually is quite a large book, isn't it? So I've sent hubby the link for Christmas, because I know he's after some ideas for Christmas presents for me, so I've sent him the link for it. So we'll see what Santa brings. I'm assuming at some point that'll become a UK, like available in the UK as well, like our other books. But I'm not sure with that one, with it being a different format. Yeah, it's I'm not sure, to be honest. If it, I'm assuming it probably will come onto Amazon at some point, but I don't know. And yeah, I completely forgotten about it, else I would have added it onto my iMusic order, but I didn't think till afterwards. And then obviously it's a bit late then. Although to be fair, I think next year I'll be having to order from, well, not having to, but wanting to order from iMusic again, because Anna Carson's having another new book coming out, isn't she? The Castle. Is it Tales from the Castle or something? Something to do with castles. It's got a lovely burgundy coloured cover. Looks gorgeous. That's just going off the cover. And I do love her artwork, so that'll be purchased once that comes out. I feel like it needs to be a different colour to the feet, I think. but I don't want it being pink like the other bits. So let's have a look. What have I used so far? I've used deep cream, dark suntan, and chamois. So I want something a little bit different, but not. I'll go for that brown. Let's try that brown grey for the belly. Oh yeah, it looks a little bit different, but it goes, doesn't it? Oh, this paper's quite nice to work on. It's a little bit, tiny bit thicker, I'd say, than an Amazon printed book, but not so thick that it's like soaking up the markers. Feels quite nice. I like that NG. I just quite like being nosy, to be honest. Seeing what other people have bought. If it's something I'm not sure of, especially if it's like a new book, I always tend to wait till I've seen like a few people's completed pages from it, so I can get a better idea on if it's something that I'll definitely like. So I'm thinking I'm going to do these patches on the feet the same colour as the belly, with them being kind of the same texture. No, I think that's true though, Angie. I think sometimes it does put you off getting things, doesn't it? Because then you can see things and think, actually, it doesn't look as nice as I thought it did in the picture, or, you know, it's not quite the same size as you were thinking, or, you know, people might say the paper in the book isn't very good, or what have you. And yeah, it's nice hearing about people's favourite pages, isn't it? Right, I want slightly pink, but not, I don't want super pink. I want a nice kind of pinkish colour. Might go for powder pink, I think. Let's try that one. That's it, share the joy. Here we go, so I'll go with this powder pink from the other bits. Tell you what, this page is coming together surprisingly quick. Well, I suppose there's a lot of bits that are all the same, aren't they? So if somebody was into adding patterns onto stuff, there's definitely a lot of scope for you adding like a knitted crocheted kind of pattern onto stuff. But if you've been on my live streams before, you know that's not really my cup of tea. I like just kind of relatively simple alcohol marker colouring. I might add a few patterns in, but nothing too crazy. Well, it definitely gives you that scope if you're wanting to add patterns. Right, I don't know what to do for the little crown yet. I might use some of the same colours that I use on the shells, I think. I'll use some of this pink that I'll just use on the otter. I'll use that on some bits of the shoes as well. Oh, you don't like them though. especially if they cost quite a bit, then it's a bit of a faff returning things though, isn't it? Especially depending on how you've got to return it. Oh, I made a drink a while ago and I've done it in my thermal cup and put the lid on, and it's still ridiculously hot. I'll take the lid off for a bit so it actually gets to drinkable temperature. I don't exactly want like a stripy pattern, but I don't want to do like every other. I'll use a couple of different colours, I think, in the shells. Oh, Vinted, so good. I mean, I must admit, I do mostly buying on Vinted, but I've sold a few bits on there. Daughter's put some of her books on there, like reading books that she'd bought and, you know, it's obviously read and not going to read again. And I always buy quite a few like work clothes off Vinted as well, because then it doesn't matter if I get paint or, you know, pen or something on them when I'm with the children, because if I've only paid a few pounds for it, it doesn't really matter. Oh, bless you. Glasses with the wrong prescription. Ooh. I mean, to be fair, I've only ever got glasses like actually from the glasses shop, you know, actually from Specsavers, because I've got such a weird prescription that I wouldn't, like, we've looked before and thought, oh, it'd work out a lot cheaper getting like the eye test done at the opticians and then buying them online. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I trust that, because my eyes are a bit weird. I've got quite a strong prescription in one eye. Oh, do you know what? I've seen a few people have been adding some quite cool books onto Vinted. So I think, oh gosh, somebody's obviously having a bit of a clear out with there's been a few different like Japanese and like quite unusual sorts of books. It's definitely worth checking on I think Vinted's much better than eBay lately. It's a lot easier to search on there, I think. Right, I don't know what colour to do the shells. I think I might stick with the pinkish theme. I don't know what kind of other colour to put with them. Let's have a look. I don't want greens. Just pale lilac might be quite pretty with it. Oh gosh, £25 compared to 200. That is a big difference, isn't it? But yeah, I think I'd be worried about typing the wrong thing in or them not being quite right. So I've got weird, like one of my eyes isn't too bad. The other one is basically decorative. It doesn't really do a lot. I have a very strong prescription on that one. Yeah, Vinted can be a slippery slope, especially if you've sold some things and you've got money in your account. So then it's like, oh, well, I'll buy that because I've already got the money on there. They're not daft. I think that's obviously part of their plan, isn't it? Right, I'm going to go for Thistle. Her husband sold, he goes through fits and starts with trainers. Like, he bought a few different pairs and he liked them in the shop, and then he literally never wore them at home because he put them on when he was back home and he was like, oh, I don't like them. So then they just kind of sat there in the box for a while. So he'd sold a couple of pairs on Vinted, and obviously, you know, branded men's trainers not worn. He got not exactly quite what he paid for them originally, but he got a fair amount back. So yeah, we've got a fair amount of money in his Vinted account, but of course I keep buying off my Vinted account and forgetting that he's got credit. Of course not, Jess. Definitely not. I always tend to just every couple of days, it's just there on my search, colouring book, and I'll just browse back until I think I'm kind of back where I started last time I was on. There's normally a lot of stuff that you're like, oh, this is a load of like rubbish, basically. And especially because I've just searched just for colouring book. Obviously, it does bring up all like the proper cheap kids ones as well. But yeah, I found some cool ones. I mean, that's where I've got my mouse guard one from. So Vinted is definitely worth checking if you're after anything. Not that I'm encouraging people to buy more books, of course. So I'll do thistle on some bits in this one. I don't know what colour to do the... I feel like it might be a bit weird if I bring sparkly pen in on the kind of the crown when it's not going to be anywhere else, unless I add it onto the bubbles, perhaps. I guess I could do. Oh yes, yeah, there is always some people when you look and it's like, my gosh, I could buy that brand new off Amazon and it'd be cheaper. Yeah, some people it's like, I don't know whether they're purposely kind of overcharging or whether they've just not realised how much you could get them for elsewhere. Especially a lot of the cute and cozy books, like people seem to be selling them on there for like a lot. It seems daft. Oh yeah, no, I think that is the good thing with vintage. Like it'll actually get sent. I mean, I think everything we've bought's always turned up. There was one pair of trainers husbands sent. We sent them with Yodel. They never arrived at the destination. Obviously the person got their money back really quickly. We did. We were still covered. We still managed to claim and get our money back. Took a while, but we were like, well, at least the person who's bought, they've not been shortchanged. Still frustrating though that Yodel lost them. I mean, size 11 pair of trainers in a big trainer box. They were well packed. Who knows where they went? I'm assuming there's a Yodel driver somewhere that decided to get themselves a new pair of trainers. Oh, right. I'll come back to the crown. Can you do the bubbles next? Now, I would normally do blue bubbles, but I'm thinking if I put blue in, that might look a little bit strange. So I might go more purple-ish. I don't know whether that's going to be too light. I'll try that dark violet light, I think. And then light lavender. So I'll have a couple of colours for the bubbles. Hi, piggy pens. Alright, so I'll do a couple of colours. Just got to be careful, this is perforated, although it seems to be staying together all right. Sometimes with perforated books, they can start coming apart, can't they? But this doesn't seem too bad. I'll do some this darker colour. Purple bubbles are a bit different, but I'll go better with the pink, I think, than blue bubbles. So we'll go with it. Oh, yeah, I've seen that a couple of times actually, Jess, and thought, do that, and then not. See if you've got any more. You got more willpower, or have you bought it already, Jess? That is it does look like a cool one. I think I briefly, so it was a few months ago, I saw the, it was by Fabiana Attanasio. Oh, is there a Peter Pan one she's done? I'm sure it's one of like the storybook characters. I saw that briefly, and then when I went back like a couple of minutes later to look at it again, it had gone. You know, when you're there and you're like, I shouldn't have waited on that, but I'd kind of put it in my favourites, thinking, oh, I'll have a look at that in a minute. Oh, okay. You've just in making us aware of things that are available then, Jess. That's quite a pretty colour for the oh, I missed one here. I think I'll do purple for the inside. I'm thinking I'd like to edge the bubbles. So whatever colour I colour the crown, I'll edge the bubbles with. And I think a silver crown wouldn't show up very well. So I might go for, have a look. We've got gold in these. I don't know if this is very gold. Right, let's just have a look at that. Yeah, that's quite gold, isn't it? I was rummaging through my drawer and I'd forgotten that I'd bought these. I don't remember, it wasn't this, it was last summer I got these. I can't remember if it's the Dollar Tree, Dollarama, Dollar General, one of those sorts of stores. I was on holiday last year and I thought, oh, I need to make sure I use these because they're not super chunky, but they are a little bit thicker than a gel pen, so sometimes it's a bit harder to use them without making too much of a mess, you know, going over the lines. Nice and sparkly. Oh, that's annoying. It's already gone. Do you know, I had that with, I got the Rita Berman ones in the summer, and I put a bundle price in on 2 because that was the 2 she'd got. So put a bundle, she accepted it, I bought them. Then about 10 minutes later, she'd put another 2 Rita Berman books on. So this time I did think, oh well, I'll message her and say, are you selling any other colouring books? And she bashed back, going, no, that's it now. So I ended up getting 2 separate bundles off the same seller of the 2 books, and it's like, oh, it's annoying. But I just waited and bought all 4 together. Would have obviously worked out cheaper, but sometimes you can't take the chance of them going, can you? Oh, that sounds a bit annoying. Trying to swatch your alcohol marks with the old and new numbers. Do you mean the ohuhu ones? Yeah, it seems a bit of a rip-off, doesn't it? I mean, I kind of get, you know, I mean, if you had a really rare book like Mouse Guard, for example, like you wouldn't sell it for a couple of pounds, but equally, you know, you can't sell it for hundreds because that's just, you know, taking the mickey, isn't it? But I think with the Colouring Heavens, like, just seems a bit cheeky to charge a load for them, doesn't it? Because, you know, they're nice and all, but it's not as if they're the best paper or that rare, you know, to get them. Like, chances are somebody's going to be selling one of them at some point, aren't they? Because, yeah, they're basically magazines. Like you say, it just seems a bit steep, doesn't it, to charge a fortune for them. What are the golds? Let's swap and use see if I've got a silvery one actually. Let's use the silver one. So that's not really gonna work. I'm not sure if it's really gonna cover the. They don't really cover the lines, but it does add a bit of sparkle. So I might go in with. Still go in with a white gel pen around the edges after. This gets a bit of sparkle on there. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I'd not realised that they changed the like the numbers and that till because I've got the Ohuhu Honolulu B ones and I had them for my birthday. Yeah, my birthday, these ones with the brush in June. And then my daughter had a set in October and I was helping her swatch them and I'm looking and I'm like, sure these names and numbers, like I'm sure they're not the same as me. And then somebody said on live stream, like, oh yeah, they've changed everything. I was like, oh well, that explains why that's, you know, why our two sets don't match. And I thought then, there's no way of me like renumbering them or anything because I can't be bothered with that. But I get if you're trying to complete your collection, you kind of need to, don't you, so that you know what's what. Which is a little bit frustrating though, isn't it? Because the letters and numbers and that start blurring into one after a bit, don't they? Yeah, they've changed like loads about them, haven't they? Which I kind of get. Like it's going to be better, I guess, in the long run, but it's just not very helpful if you've got an old set, or like you say, if you're trying to complete your collection, then it's just all sorts of confusion, isn't it? All right. I'd say I do a background, but if I do a background, I think it'll be after, and I'll use chalk pastel or something, I think, rather than alcohol marker. So I'll just carefully, famous last words, add my white gel pen. But then I might have a look and see if there's another quick and simple page that we could maybe finish together, because this is not taken half as long as I thought it might do, actually. I really like it. Such a cute picture. Oh, that's annoying. Do you know what? I don't know where I've got one of those little mono erasers. I don't even know where it's got to. I wonder whether it's still in my holiday case. So I think I do tend to take that one away with me on holiday. But I've left it in there still. So it is useful, isn't it, for those little fiddly bits? Oh. Yeah, that's a good point, Jess. To be honest, I've not used up any of my ohuhus yet to need to buy replacements. But yeah, it's definitely much better to just buy a few replacements than buy a whole new set. But I'm in the awkward bit that with having the old numbers, I think I'd have to just, I'll have to use up quite a few of mine, and then I'll probably just end up buying the new set because I can't be bothered with renumbering them, which it makes you wonder if that's why they've done it, so that if people like me who've got the old set, the old numbers, and that will just go, oh, I'll just buy a new set because then it's got the new numbers, rather than as being able to buy the replacements. Oh, I'm always really lazy with my soft pastels. I normally do it at the end, and I just try and be really careful, like I just don't go in too close to some things so that I don't have to erase them. That's me being lazy. I always think it would look better if I did it, properly at the start, but I never quite know what to do for my background, so I always normally do them last. It's very rare that I kind of know what I want the background to look like, in the first place. Bit there. Oh, he looks so cute. My little chubby cheeks. Oh yeah, the electric one is good, isn't it? It always sounds quite ferocious though when you're using it. It definitely does definitely do the job, doesn't it? And the little the refill bits in it last quite a while. I don't think I'll add anything on the belly. Let's add a little bit on the little paws. That's quite cute. I like how the bubbles look now. They've got the white on. I think that looks better. Oh, that's hard. That's completely different then, isn't it? R11 to V13. Like, not even the same number or the same letter. That's odd. Do you know what? I'm going to date that. But then I will have a look once I think that it won't take long for the gel pen dry, will it? Have a little look at what else we could do, because this is not taking as long as I thought. But you know what? It's nice that I have coloured in this, because this wasn't coloured, so that's good. Let's fill in my planner before I forget. Yes, it is a little bit. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, with the wild summer Otto one, I've seen that on people's, when they've completed the pages, and I've thought, oh, that looks so cute. Oh, it's still a bit of a faff though, isn't it? Especially when it's not the same, like different letters and numbers. I mean, that's just more fiddly than it needs to be, isn't it? Oh, I need to have a look. How on earth do I spell the name of this book? Amigurumi. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Right. I have to try and make sure I do my planner when I've dated my pages, else I forget and think I've done it. It took me a while at the end of the last month because I kind of looked and thought, oh, I think I'm up to date on my planner. And then when I looked back, I was like, doesn't seem to quite add up here. I'm still not quite sure I managed to work out the right amount of pages I'd completed either. Not there. Where are we? November. Gosh, I'm getting through this planner now. Oh, don't mind me while I just write in. Cool. Right, that's my planner up to date before I forget. I'm quite pleased. That is a very cute page. I might just darken her eyes now the other bit's done. Let's just get the black gel pen around here, I think. Bless her husband had to take her eldest cat Luna to the vet today. So he was looking a little bit sore on one of his eyes last week, so got him some kind of general just kind of antibiotic eye drops for over the weekend, you know, just from like the pet shop. Well, last night I was like, that doesn't seem to be making any difference. So we rang the vet, managed to get him in at lunchtime today, took him, and bless him, he'd ended up with a bit of gunk that was stuck like underneath his eyelid, so you couldn't really see it, and it's rubbed his eye, so that's why it was looking all sore, because obviously it was actually sore. So bless him, the Luna's, he's a good boy. He let the vet clean the gunk off carefully, so that's all cleaned up. So now he's got painkillers and eye drops, and got to take him back on Friday. Hopefully, the vet said it should hopefully be looking a bit better, because he's ended up with kind of like a bit of a lump on his eye, like a slight cyst on his eye. The vet said it should, you know, it should in theory go down all right with just the eye drops over the next few days. But obviously she said it might not look, you know, if it's not looking any smaller on Friday, then we might have to look at other options for him. But hopefully, fingers crossed, painkillers and eye drops, now it's been cleaned up, will do him. So I was looking, I was like, he's had poorly eyes before and he's had eye drops before. I was just somewhat, you know, spidey sense yesterday. I was like, I don't think this is like what he's had before. It felt, you know, it kind of looked like it was different with how sorry he was looking for himself. And yeah, bless him. He's fast asleep currently. But he does like a trip to the vets though, does Luna. Night, Vera. And it was the same vet actually that we saw the other week when Clive the guinea pig was poorly. So she's a lovely vet. She's ever so nice, and she said she's ever so good with the animals. And she was like, "Oh, Luna's lovely, isn't he? He's very well behaved." I'm like, "Yeah, he can be. He can be a little bit of a monkey, and he can be a little bit chompy when he wants to be, but also he can be a little sweetie pie. I like that." Right, let's have a look. Is there a page that's through? I was thinking, do we look and find a really quick page? But lots of these others look a lot more, they look very cute, but they look a lot more detailed, don't they? I'm not sure I want to half start something. Do you know what? I had started a page before I came on live stream, so I'll just move that out of the way to dry. I shall bring this back and you can see what I've been kind of working on, because I haven't got much left to do on it, to be honest. So I picked this book up when I bought another couple from, I think it was like a book outlet, book depository, World of Books. Yeah, I can't remember, one of those sorts of places. And if you bought 3 books. I think you got one free. Anyway, we were looking through and I was like, oh, it's a Disney Villains, but that'll be cool. Didn't look at any flip throughs, and it's very wallpapery. Like there is some that aren't, but then they've got a lot of patterns, and yeah, I'm not really struck on it, to be honest. But it wasn't really worth sending back. And then I thought, actually, because it's kind of wallpapery pages that I'm not bothered about, maybe I can just use this for like a messing about in kind of book and just try random things and see how it works. So I'm not really sure if this is like, it's not quite going the way that I thought. What my thinking was, I'd used like a paint splatter stencil that I got off Temu. So you can see I've drawn bits in with a Sharpie. I've coloured those bits in pink that's in the paint blob. I'm just starting on this one in different purples. I don't know what colours to do down there, to be fair. I'm not sure, to be honest. We'll see. So I had put the purples. World of Books, apparently. It was a few months ago we did that. But yeah, I didn't bother looking at any flip throughs, and I thought it'd be alright. It's a Disney book, and villains are quite cool, but yeah. Right, let's try and work out. I was midway through one colour. I think, is it this one I was using? Yes, hopefully. So I'm thinking it might be that I end up colouring like the grey bit in the splatter with like an acrylic marker pen to bring, you know, and I could colour that in purple, the grey bit there in a pink colour. I'm thinking that might work. Don't know. Right, I think that's everything coloured in down here. So what the main bit. So yeah, I'm not really sure as it's quite what I envisaged, but I thought I'll give it a go. It's kind of why I bought the paint splatter one, because I thought, oh, for wallpaper pages, it might be a nice way of kind of tackling them, because then I'll only need to colour a little bit in. But I'm not really sure as this was the right sort of page for doing it in, because I have done something sort of similar in oh, I can't find which one it is now. A lot some of the Johanna Basford books, if I can find it, and I've done like jigsaw pieces. Here we are. So I did do that one and coloured the jigsaw pieces in, and then I don't know whether that's Distress Ink or chalk pastel for the background. I got that idea off J.I. Colorist channel a while ago. So when I saw the paint splatter stencil, I thought, oh, that might be a cool way of tackling it, but not too sure. But I better make sure I do, before I forget, gift my membership. So good luck. I'm going to click the button. It's completely random. So good luck, everybody. Let's see who gets the membership this time. There we are. Well done, everybody. You got a free membership. And we forgot about clicking that button tonight. So I might use different pinks maybe down here. Oh, or do I do red? I don't know. Let's have a look. Not purple, I don't think. I suppose green might be pretty. Blue. Go blue. Pick about 3 different blues again. I'll scribble them on a bit of paper. So as you see, I'm just using some old markers that I've got. These were like my very first ones. I think we got them off TikTok shop, I think. Had them a little while now, but they're still going. Some of them are a little bit scratchy, like you can tell that they're cheap, but Obviously don't want to waste them. Oh, Mike's still showing lit up. Let's just move it. Just move it further up my top. Let's see, is that better? Just moved it a little bit further up my so it's a bit closer to my mouth. I think it may have because it's been on my collar. I think my collar may have folded over a little bit. Is that better? Right, let's colour a bit in on this corner. See, I'm not really sure as this is kind of working out how I'd envisaged, but that's why I kind of thought I'd do it in the, oh, I've missed some of the writing there. That's why I kind of thought I'd do it in this book. I mean, I kind of like the theory of it, but I'm just not sure as it's actually really... I'm not sure as it's actually really working. But I think it is all the greyness in the background, I think, that's not really helping it. So I don't know whether to colour the grey. I don't know. It might be that I go over the black, I think, with an acrylic marker and like colour that black line in purple, that black line in pink. Maybe colour this one in blue, perhaps. See if that works a bit better. I don't know. Oh, that was dark blue. Is this the same? Oh, where's the pen I've just used? I've just made the mistake of putting down next to the other ones, and I can't remember which one was which. But yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of like a fun, kind of messing about kind of book, where I can just try random ideas, and then it literally won't really matter then if it goes a bit pear-shaped, because it's not a book that I'm really bothered about. Here we go. I'll colour the mouse in that colour as well. I thought the mouse is a bit little, so I've just been block colouring the little is it Gus, I think, that mouse? I can't remember. Is it from Cinderella, I think? Yeah, I quite like that Halloween one that I worked in the other week. That one's nice. But yeah, this one just isn't, it's just not great, is it? I think I've used that blue. It's a different blue. I need a lighter one. Oh, this might be a bit too light. Oh no, it's not too bad. No, it's on the paper. You can hear there how scratchy these are compared to the ohuhu, but I don't want to just chuck them away. I do want to use them still. Right, a little bit here. But yeah, it is annoying patterns on it, isn't it? It's just so many. I wouldn't mind so much the patterns on the characters. There's just so many wallpaper pages in this book. Like, ridiculous amount of wallpaper. Like wallpaper, not wallpaper. Like the title bit. More wallpapers. Kind of wallpapery, but kind of not. Like, they're just, I don't know, they're a bit much, aren't they? But the Halloween one I got from this, well, I don't think it's the same publisher actually, is it? No, that one, this one's quite nice because it's got some patterns, but they're just in the background. The actual characters aren't patterned, like they're fine. But yeah, this one just, yeah, it's not the best. So yeah, I thought this will just be a kind of a winging it video, a winging it kind of book, but not one that I'll like make videos out of. I'll just literally have a bash at stuff and just have a bit of a play and just do random stuff and not really worry about how it's going to turn out. Let's have a look, see if we can find marker pens that are in that kind of colour. What do I need? Blue, purple and pink. Oh, I've got blue, purple and pink in these. So I'll get these ones out from Dollarama. Where's the fasten on it? Here we are. I always forget it has a fasten on the box. I always forget which. I always think it's on the side, but it's not. It's on one end. Right. Yeah. Are they going over the black lines? I think will look better. I think at the minute the black, with it having grey in the background, I think it just looks a bit meh. Like you can kind of see what I'm going for, but not really. So let's try start up on the pink one. And I'll use the pink marker. Try and carefully go over as best I can, and hopefully this will give a bit more of the effect that I was hoping for. So I just thought it'd be a fun way of doing wallpaper pages. I've said that I've not done, like, I have done that jigsaw way a couple of times. I've not done it for ages, so I might do that again at some point. So it's a nice way just having to colour just a little bit. Not like your mammoth mushroom page that you did, Jess. That was a serious undertaking, especially with the background as well. Oh, I think that looks better. Yeah, I like that better. I need another coat possibly when it's nearly dry now, actually. I'll probably go over it now. This looks a bit better. It's a little bit more obvious then. At least it's added a little bit more colour on the page. So I wasn't sure whether to add more splodges, but then I thought it might look a bit much with more splodges. Oh, close to the end though. You've only got a mouse on one flower. Keep going. Yeah, I mean, it did look really, really cool, but when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, your patience in doing that. Reminds me, I've only kind of done one of those sorts of pages that Johanna Basford did. I remember it was, I think we just got into lockdown, and I picked this page out and I got a black fine liner, coloured all the bits in the background, then looked at the page and thought, oh dear God, I can't colour all of those little things. Like, took me long enough just doing the background. So I just did the starfish as a cheat way, but it took me so long doing the background. And there's not even necessarily all that much, like there's not that much gaps in between the things, but that still took long enough with my black fine liner. But yeah, I remember it's kind of start of lockdown, and I remember sat there with the news on colouring that. Yeah, when I saw that page that you did, Jess, I thought, wow, that's amazing. But oh my gosh, your patience to colour all of the background and all of the mushrooms. Definitely a massive undertaking, Jess. Very impressive undertaking. Well, husband's going to be happy because obviously the last few months, Tuesday night's been Bake Off night, and I've not coloured the writing in there either, have I? I'm a banana. Yeah, Tuesday night's Bake Off night, and he hates watching Bake Off. Some years he's not minded it too much. Like if he's found some of the contestants like quite interesting and like really good. But the last couple of years he's not got into it. He normally just has a nice little nap on the sofa while I watch it. I think we're going to start watching. I don't know whether it'll be tonight. Stranger Things, ready for the new season. I think we're only going to rewatch the last season. I can vaguely remember what happens, but not massively. So we had started in rewatching it right back from the beginning, and then we were like, oh, I don't know. It might be a bit weird watching it from that far back, knowing like they're all adults now when they were kids when they started. Like that, and it's an awful lot of episodes to rewatch, isn't it? So I think we're just going to rewatch the last season. But we'll have to start that soon because the new split into parts. We're going to be split into parts, I think, isn't it? The last season. Well, yeah, it'd be nice to have a bit of a refresher before we get the new season. Blue. I'll go for the lighter blue. There's dark blue, but I'll go for the lighter blue. Yeah, I vaguely remember. I remember watching the last season of Stranger Things, and I remember we enjoyed it, but we didn't get we weren't quite as gripped as we'd been on previous seasons. I vaguely remember. But whether this being the last season and everything coming together, like all the different storylines, and whether they actually finish it off or whether they leave it with an open ending, or I don't know. I mean, I guess with it being the last season, there's the potential for quite a few of the characters to get killed off, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I did think some of the other seasons were definitely grabbed us a bit more. I think that looks better now. I think you fall asleep no matter what time of the day. I mean, you can be a quick ginger if you want, I guess, Jess. But yeah, yeah, we did think about it, and then we were like, we'd kind of forgotten how many seasons there was as well, and then we were like, oh gosh, there's however many, and we were like, oh, that's quite a lot of episodes. I quite like that. Bit different. Let's colour. I need to colour that bit of writing before I forget. Not that I can remember which purple I used, so I'll just use a random one. It doesn't really matter if it matches, does it? Let's colour this in before I forget. And then I'll just double check that I've definitely coloured everything in. Right, everything in that splodge is coloured. Everything in that splodge is coloured now. And oh, completely missed an entire mouse there. Let's try again. Goodness me. That's a bit of a too dark of a blue. Annoyingly, normally I leave my pens out until like right at the end, but I'd actually made the mistake of tidying them up, so this probably won't match, but never mind. Oh no, I think that may have been the actual same pen, and if not, it's a pretty close match. Right, I'm going to call that page done, I think. It's a bit of an odd page. I'm not really sure if I like it, but I don't know. It's different. I've tried something, I guess. So let me date this one as well before I forget. I suppose it's kind of a cheaty way of getting a page done, and they colour in like, I don't know, a quarter of it or something, but I don't know. I thought I'd have a go. So let me get my where have I put my planner? I'll fill that in as well. And the good bit is though, that means that's another uncoloured book coloured in. So that is helping get my list of uncoloured books down. That's always a good thing. Let me colour my planner in. Wasn't sure if I'd actually stick with using a planner, but I think it is quite nice having the visual on how much you've got done. Alright, Disney. But don't you spell villains? No, I thought, you know, when you write something down here, like I'm sure I've missed a letter out. I missed the second I out of it, goodness me. Right. Fill all the different bit. Got to well, it depends on how much have you got to finish of the page though. That's the only problem. I'm getting a bit peckish. I need to go and get some food. Daughter made kind of a flat jacky kind of thing last week and cooking at school, so I'm working my way through that because she doesn't like it and husband doesn't like it, so I'm getting to eat it all to myself. It's quite tasty actually. They had them adding orange peel into it, although they didn't give them very long with the zester, so she didn't get to add quite as much orange to it as she should have done. So it doesn't really taste of orange, to be honest, but it's a nice flapjacky kind of thing, though. It's been quite interesting seeing her doing cooking now. She's at secondary and coming home and saying, you know, what they've, you know, using the oven and the zester, and I'm there and I'm thinking, oh God, I hope you don't hurt your fingers. She seems to have been doing all right so far. She's not, you know, she's not lost a finger. She goes to baking club as well. Sort of every other week usually. And the first week of that, she was like, she came home, I was like, "She enjoy it?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's put, "Oh my gosh." So some people put their oven on completely the wrong temperature and they like burnt all their food because they'd put it on like ridiculously hot. I was like, "What did they put it on?" And she's like, "I'm sure they tried to set it to like 300 or something ridiculous." And it's like, they've never like cooked anything at home then, have they, to know like that's not a realistic temperature for cooking? She's like, no, she says like 180, 200 is average, isn't it? I was like, yeah, usually. Oh, I was just saying, my daughter, thankfully, she's been doing, obviously, she's at secondary, so they've got, you know, food tech. I keep thinking, you know, each time she's doing the, you know, whatever it is that they're making, I'm like, oh, wait, she's not going to burn herself or like accidentally lose a finger. Thankfully, she's still been intact. Right, move that out of the way to dry. And you know what, we can have a look and see what page we're going to work on next week. So I had picked a page. Just did something fall over behind me. I'm not sure what that was. Daughter did pick me a page out of this. Was it one page or 2 pages? I can't remember. Oh, it was 2 pages. That was it. So you could help me decide which one we do. So I've only coloured 1 page in this one before. So she'd picked me either this one or that one to do. I'm thinking possibly that one because I could have a go at doing a glow effect. I'm certainly not trying to do a glitter effect on the glitter ball, but I could add some glow effects, or that could be a cute one. Sort of pop art. I'd because I finished the otter page. I don't know whether you saw the end of that, but I finished the otter page and then thought, it's not enough time to fully start another page, but I'd started this before I came on live stream, so I just kind of finished this off. So I'd used a stencil to draw the kind of paint splodges, and then I just finished off colouring with alcohol markers, and then used an acrylic marker to go around the edge. Not really sure if I like it, but I figured this is going to be my having a playbook, so I kind of like it. It's a bit different. It was fun. So that was out of the villains one. Oh yeah, she's not. No, she has had design and technology so far, but they've only been drawing. She does go to DT Club, and they've been making a bird box. So she has been using a saw and all sorts, and then I'm thinking, oh, I hope she doesn't injure herself. But she's been all right. Hopefully she's pretty sensible. Here we are. I've got two votes. So the page trying to help me decide to colour next week is from Cozy Eras. So we've either got that one or the page my daughter had narrowed it down to was the disco one. Oh, that's true. Forgotten about the Amanda colour. That might be a good idea, actually. Do you know what? I always used to, every single month, you do join in with the Amanda Colours colour palette. I normally did it for a Millie Marotta page, but again, I've not done that for a few months. So that might be good because I could get markers that match and then try and stick pretty closely to them. So shall we go for this? Oh gosh, making a spatula, that seems like a funny thing to, I suppose in theory, I guess they were thinking it was pretty simple, weren't they? But it seems like a funny thing to get them to make. Oh, bless him. At least he was okay. Yay, you finished the mouse. Does that mean that page is about done then? Right, I'll go for that page for next Monday then. So let me take the bookmark off that other page so I don't forget. So yeah, we can do that one. Our bubbles aren't too bad, are they? Glad that we could help and keep you company though while you pretty much finish your page. So yeah, we shall do that one next Monday, and I shall go and eat some of the flapjack my daughter's made. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. Obviously, if you've been joining in the chat and that, and you've not clicked subscribe yet, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my live stream next week. So take care, everyone. Hope you all have a good rest of your day, whatever you're up to. Good luck with your swatching. Take care, and I'll hopefully catch you next week.